Is Dr. Ogawa in the room? There he is. Got it. Okay.
So I'm going to quickly tell you about iPhoto Systems Toric Alignment by Osher system module, also known as TEO, and is developed by our meeting director here, Dr. Bob Osher. Go ahead, press to advance.
Got a clicker there?
Okay, no financial interest in the subject. And this is really just based off of iris markings and any vessels, scleral conj vessels that are prominent. And it starts with a very high quality slit lamp photo system. And we actually had this, it was the best slit lamp camera that we could find on the market. And this was before the TEO system was available. And using that, and you take images preoperative of the patient's eye, and really patients put their head in the slit lamp the same way that they do in an OCB or topographer, so the correlation is good. And unlike pretty much everything else you're going to hear about today, this costs under $20,000 for the entire system, and you only need one of them because you do the imaging in the office, and then you can take the images to any place you're operating. There's no click fees or additional fees. So this looks a little bit busy here, but that's because we have toolboxes open. You start with the image of the eye, and then on the right is the toolbox from which you select the toric alignment, and then you have the TEO box on the left. And so you put in the toric axis that you desire. In this case, it's 75, and that's the red dashed line. And then any landmarks that you think will be useful during surgery, you can select, and the degree for the position of that landmark goes on the photo. And so a photo like this, you can take with you to the OR or electronically if you prefer. And then once you're in the OR, you use this essentially to get your Mendez type ring very well oriented. And you can mark it however you would like. I like to do 0 and 180 degree axis, and then also the desired axis for the IOL. And I'd like to ink a Sinskey hook and make a little very narrow etching at the limbus so I don't have a lot of slop in the orientation there. So at our practice, we decided to see whether this makes any difference. We took took results from our busiest cataract surgeon, who's got lots of experience, does 4,000 cases a year, and looked at and has very experienced staff marking and helping with all of this. And this is all just at one facility. And so here's results with, on the left, you have, there's 99 cases that were done with iPhoto. On the right, 166 cases done before iPhoto. And the uncorrected distance vision, 20/25 or better, in the iPhoto group was 89%, compared with 79% before we started using that. And both the mean and median manifest refraction post-op cylinder improved as well. And this is just one case, so it's anecdotal, but this is an example actually of a very recent case I did. This is at a hospital remote from Albuquerque. Patient had myopia with 3.5 diopters of cyl in the right eye, 4.25 in the left. She traveled 3 hours each direction to Albuquerque to get images, and she needed high power astigmatism correction. So the right eye was a T7 lens, and at 1 month, she amazingly was planosphere in 20/20, as you can imagine, pretty happy given what her refractive error was before. And then the left eye, I got into the room and they already had the patient draped and with the lid speculum in, so that I had nothing on the eye, no marks on the eye of any sort. relied on the photo from the Teo system, and the day after surgery, she was 20/20 uncorrected. So if you're interested in looking at this more, the iPhoto Systems has a booth here, and then tomorrow there's also a wet lab. It's sort of a stop by when you can type of thing. Friday, 1:15 to 2:45 in the Kings Bay room. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you. Jason Jones, are you here? Okay. Next, Jason's going to talk to us about Doug Mastel's